Hey guys, welcome to Earnnest training video. We're going to go through the new app Earnnest that we're going to be using from now on to send earnest money digitally. So let's get into it. So first of all, I'm going to go to a specific website. The website is app.earnnest.com. You can see me bring it up right there, app.earnnest.com. This is where you're going to be able to basically do everything with Earnnest. And it's going to take you here. When you get here, you're going to put in whatever email address you usually use, whichever one you feel most comfortable registering. Keep in mind, as a brokerage, we have registered the majority of people. But in the event that you aren't registered, you're going to type in your email, and it's going to send you a code just like this. So you can see that that's my code. I'm going to type it in. And once you type in your code, it's going to have you fill out your name and submit. Along with your phone number. And essentially this is just putting you in as an agent with your details. So you're going to create yourself an account after doing this. There's a possibility that you won't have to do that step at all if we already have you in the system. But regardless, everyone's going to need to choose an account type. So agent account is what you're looking for because you're an agent. Then you're going to hit start. After that, you're going to make sure that you have your license number. So when I was making this video, I actually wasn't prepared for this. So I had to go and grab it from Utah Real Estate, and that's what's taken me just a second here. So, okay, now I've got it. So here's my license number. I'm going to insert that in here. I'm going to choose what state I'm from. Looks like it's Utah. Just kidding, of course it's Utah. Hit submit. Welcome, Joshua. I've now got my account. So I'm going to hit continue. And once I hit continue, you're going to see that it's going to basically show you my new earnest money account here. So it's going to log me in, and then first thing you're going to see here is create your first property. So you're going to create a property for wherever you need earnest money or whatever contract you need earnest money for. So filling out this information, you're going to put the property address. So I'm just going to use our brokerage address as an example here. I've got 998 North, 1200 West. And I put Provo, Utah with the right zip code, and then I realized that I accidentally put Provo, so I'm going to jump back and fix that and put an Orem here. Perfect. And then the next step is selecting an escrow holder. Now this is where a couple people have gotten held up. See that little green line? Click on that, select an escrow holder. I type in KW Westfield, but when I type in KW Westfield, that's not what I first see. You can see Orem Real Estate Group, LLC. It's important to remember that that's the same thing. That's our legal identity, but you can see right underneath it, it says KW Westfield in Orem. So it's the same company. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to keep moving forward. If I need to select someone else to enter the payer's email and phone, I can choose that there as well. Don't worry about that. Majority of people probably won't use that. So I'm going to hit save property there, and we are going to keep moving forward. We're cruising here. So now I've got the property made, I've got the escrow where it needs to be sent to. Now I need to add payer information. So this is where I put my buyer's information. So I'm going to put their first name and last name, whichever one is sending the check, whichever information, whichever one is on the account essentially that they're sending it from. So again, I'm just doing a dummy account. I'm just going to put myself here. I'm going to hit add buyer info. Boom, and then the next step is setting up our payment. So if I click on set up payment, that next green plus bar here, okay, I thought for a second. I need to put the payment information here. So basically I'm going to put the amount of the check itself. So I'm just going to put $3,000 as, again, a dummy account. I'm going to make sure that there's nobody else that needs to receive a receipt of this payment. If I do, then I'm going to add them there, their email. If not, perfect. I'm going to save it. It's been saved. We're moving forward. And the final step is actually requesting the money from your buyer. So if I hit this request $3,000 button and confirm, you're going to see it immediately send a text and an email to your buyer. You're going to see them come into my phone though. So boom, boom. If I exit out of this and go to my text, because I put myself as the buyer, I can see, boom, I've got a text there with the request. Also an old text, because I've obviously done this in the past. So that's essentially it. That's the entire process for an agent to do this. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But this last step I'm going to show you is how to complete, is how your buyers complete the earnest money transfer. Because there's a couple things to remember about this process that you need to tell your buyers that they need to be aware of, but also that you need to be aware of. The first one is time frame. It usually takes at least a full business day for your buyers to be able to confirm their bank account. So you need to plan that into your basically your processes, right? If you have 4 days of due diligence, then you need to start day one getting this going, because it might take a day or two just for them to get their bank account linked with Earnnest. Okay, it only takes you, like, as you can see, 4 or 5 minutes to send this over, but it takes them a second to connect their bank account. I'm going to show that. So this is a previous one I've done. Don't worry about anything I've done up to this point. I'm just going to log into a previous account I've done so I can show you from the buyer's perspective how they're going to have to add their bank account to it and confirm it through previous transactions. So when I log in here, I'm going to log in with my personal email here. It's going to send me a little code. I'll use that little code. Looks like it's 6774. Perfect. So you can see the last thing I need to do is confirm my checking account as the buyer. But to confirm a checking account, I need to actually physically log in to my checking account a day later after I've started this process and confirm deposits that they've put in there. It's like linking any bank account, if anybody has done any type of bank account like this in the past, and enter the amount of the deposit. So let's figure out what those are. I'm going to actually log into my bank account because I've done this recently. You all get a glimpse into one of Josh's bank accounts, so congratulations. So we're just going to pop right in here, pop into my checking account here, and check out the deposits that Ernest did. So when we're looking at this, you can see there's a 75-cent deposit right there and a 45-cent deposit. Now we need to know both of those numbers, and notice that 75 cents was first. And again, this is just as a buyer. So you don't need to actually remember this, but you need to make sure your buyers are aware. So as a buyer, I need to put in 75 cents from my bank account, 45 cents from my bank account, and again, I'm just confirming my bank account that I do actually own it. Boom, account was successfully linked with Earnnest. It's going to take a second for it to save. It's going to say saved, and then finally, I can now pay my Earnnest money. But again, this took a full business day. I did this yesterday morning, and now it's Wednesday night. So Tuesday morning is when I started this process. Wednesday night is when I'm finishing it, and I'm able to pay as of right now. So give it at least 2 business days is my recommendation for this process to happen. Make sure you're giving your buyers plenty of time. Thanks, guys. Hope you're having a great day, and good luck.